Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this Friday. It's a wet Friday, but we're so happy that you're here to join us for Career Ready Friday as we explore careers in arts, media, and communications. Welcome. Next slide. All right, as you are joining us, please take a moment. Teachers, let us know that you're here, your school. Please drop your grade in the chat. We are so happy that you're here. I know it's wet outside and a little dark, but we're here to bring you some sunshine. So put in the chat your school name, what grade you have. Who do we have here? Anybody see in the chat? Let me know. Come off of mute. Naisha or Selena, tell me what class schools we have here.
Yes. So we have Mr. Lyons and the Awesome Wise Scholars of Hazelwood Middle School. We have Miss Crawford, the eighth grade class at Barkley Middle School. We also have some folks 3-5 at Dallas F. Nicholas Elementary School. Miss Lecky from Abbaston Elementary, grades 1 through 5. And Miss J. Johnson from Leaf Walk, 6th grade. I think I caught shout out everyone. Let me double check.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've seen Gwynns Falls just pop up on the bottom of my screen, as well as Barclays 7th and 8th grade middle school. All right, keep those classes coming in. Thank you for joining us. Happy Friday. We're gonna get started here. We have a great event lined up for you all today. Very, very exciting. So our norms, we hope that you will enjoy and be present and engaging. Feel free to ask questions, appropriate questions in the chat. Of course, raise your hand or use the chat to just let us know you have a question, and we'll try our best to get it to our guest today. And also just stay on mute, although we have teachers here who's got in the Zoom, but just wanted to let you all know in case some people are joining us singly, just stay on mute, but feel free to ask any appropriate questions in the chat. All right, we're gonna move along. So really quick, Selena, you want to jump in here and talk about the toolkit and introduce yourself? Wait, I forgot to introduce myself. I was so excited with the students coming in, right? So I am Shamara Boas, a work-based learning specialist in the Office of College and Career Readiness. I was so excited to see you all. I forgot to tell you who I am, your esteemed host for the day. So I am a work-based learning specialist in the Office of College and Career Readiness. I oversee work-based learning programming for the arts, media, and communications, CTE pathways for students in high school. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Selena, who's going to tell you about the toolkit.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Selena Ackham. I'm the work-based learning specialist for K-9 schools, supporting all our elementary and middle schools in work-based learning opportunities. So in your teacher emails for the event, you should have received a toolkit. The toolkit has more information on how you can explore work-based learning opportunities, as well as opportunities in arts, media, and communications. There's also a challenge for the post-work. The schools that enter one elementary, one early childhood, one middle school, and one high school will be presented on our work-based learning website if you upload your grade challenge. So for early childhood, it would be a picture that talks about art, media, and communication. For grades 1 to 6, it would be a podcast. For 7 through 9 would be TikTok. And for the 12th grade, it would be a full-length video. If you load those on, we will highlight you on our website for the month of November. Thank you, Shamira.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you all get your pictures sent in so we'll see who wins. Your teachers does have the toolkit, so make sure you encourage them to let you all participate so we can see who will be featured on our work-based learning website. We have a wonderful lineup for you all today. We're going to be stopping at my alma mater first, meaning I graduated from the Carver Vocational Technical High School in West Baltimore. We're going to visit Mr. Williams' interactive media production class, where you'll see what they're working on. I think they're doing some Photoshop and some fun things with photos. Can't wait to feature them. Then for all of you who might remember, you know, Squirrel Wide and the Hooligan Express with 92Q. Teachers, if your students know, shout out in the chat if they know who Squirrel Wide is. He's going to share about what it's like to be a radio host and radio production and about his internet radio station. We also have Camille Edwards joining us. She is an executive assistant to Stephen Colbert and The Late Show. So excited about that. I heard she did, she has some footage from the Emmys and was able to be on the red carpet. So hopefully she'll be able to share about that. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna send it over to my colleague, Shanita.
Hello, 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 everyone. It is my pleasure to join you all today. My name is Shanita Graves, and I am the CTE lead for Arts, Media, and Communications, along with some other pathways. So Arts, Media, and Communications, just so you know what that is, because those are some really long words. Well, communications is, right? It's a cluster that focuses on a broad range of creative things, everything from being a performer, to being an artist, to being a designer. Basically, anytime you want to be creative in any aspect, you can find your home in Arts, Media, and Communications, right? And you can help people craft and share the messages that are important to them to a broader audience.
Thank you. Here you go, Shanita.
So if you like creativity, if you are a good communicator, if you like being a good problem solver, doing multiple tasks at one time, and if you can kind of stay focused and disciplined to making sure you get things done, then this might be a really good pathway for you. Here are just a few of the careers, the careers and the important skills that you need to really be successful in this field. So you can be an illustrator. That means like you can draw cartoons, or you can do art for game design. You can also be an illustrator for books. Like all of those are considered illustrators. You can do audio and visual presentations and communications. You can be a technician, a graphic designer. You can work in marketing if you really like dealing with people. You can be a production assistant. We'll hear from someone who works in production later on today. You can work in the radio, right? You could be a news producer. There are so many opportunities. So I hope you're really getting your gears going. Like if you like being creative and that's something that you're really passionate about, please think about, joining us in this pathway when you get to high school. So interactive media production is located in 4 of our high schools, and it's at Baltimore Design School, Carver, of course, Carver Vocational Technical High School. Yeah, it's a lot of words. Digital Harbor and Patterson. And we have our print ed pathway at Mergenthaler Vocational Technical High School, also known as Mervo, if you were wondering. So we hope to see you soon. We hope you can come join us. And when you are done with high school, you can actually pursue this in college as well. So these are the colleges where you can study arts, media, and communications, just really close to Baltimore. You don't even have to go far away, right? You can stay local to Baltimore, learn and explore post-secondary opportunities here. And then bring all your good things that you learned back to help us share the message here in Baltimore. Thank you so much for your time. And we are gonna go ahead and kick it over to Adenike, who is at Carver.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you, guys. So I was having camera difficulties, but I think we sorted it out. I have two of our amazing high school students with us. I'm going to let them introduce yourself. So just say your name and what grade you're in, and I'll go to you next. Mhm.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm in grade 11. I'm a junior.
Awesome.
And my name is Jeremy, and I am also in 11th grade, and I'm also a junior.
So what pathway are we going to take a look at today?
It's now, this year we used to do an interactive media productions.
Okay.
And this year we also is learning how to do Photoshop the pictures. So like
What is Photoshop?
Photoshop is basically taking away like the stuff you don't want to do, or you add it, make like some good little details, say like you want like say like the words
To like a picture? So you're making edits to pictures?
Yeah, you might want to like highlight it or blow it, or like it's good like art, like a good art design on computer.
Awesome. So do you take the original pictures yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
So if a young person was interested in photography, would this be a good pathway for them?
Yes, this would definitely be a good pathway to choose. It also helps with college if you want to, take Photoshop and video editing in college.
So you guys do
This is
video
what you-
productions? You make
Yes,
movies
you
and
make-
stuff
you
too?
make Movies.
Oh
you
my
edit
goodness.
videos, and you do all that right here in this.
You're gonna
class.
let us in and kind of show us some of your equipment and introduce us to your instructor? If we can get in, let's knock on the door. Oh, it's open. So I'm gonna guys let you lead us to where we're going, and then we'll also take a look at Mr. Williams. Do you want to show us the lights over here? What are these for?
These lights are for like taking pictures. That'd be like if you taking like say like school pictures which got canceled yesterday. These lights will make the picture pop. Definitely, because sometimes the camera can't really get that much lighting, or the room might be too dark, and if it's like in a dark room with some type of light, and definitely if you're doing like a dark shadow type of photo shoot. So if you hit like a light at an angle and you take a picture, and your ISO, which is something on the computer, on the camera that you can change in different settings. You can click the picture and you have yourself like a shadow-ish type dark room, but use glowing in the dark type of, say like an angel.
Oh, so you can create like a different effects and stuff like that. So do you use the lighting just for pictures, or do you use it for your video, like the films that you make? Okay.
Anything if you shooting with the camera.
Okay. What other equipment do you guys use in this pathway?
So of course, the first step before you use all the Photoshop and stuff is of course taking the picture.
Can we come over here and see you with your camera? So we first take the picture.
And then of course you take the card out of the camera and you place it into one of these computers.
These are awesome. What kind of computer is this?
This is an iMac, I believe, right? An iMac.
Mhm.
And once placed in the computer, we open Photoshop where we can edit the video.
Okay. And so what is the difference between like film editing or picture editing?
I wouldn't say there's a major difference, but there isn't, of course, a minor difference. The difference between video editing is that it's a longer process than photo editing. And I feel like photo editing, of course, is a lot easier. So if you are looking for something easy and, lightweight, you can edit photos. But if you want to give yourself a little challenge, then of course you can edit videos.
So in terms of like, have you made a TikTok video in class before?
No, we don't usually make TikTok videos.
What kind of videos do you guys make?
Short films.
Cool.
Short films.
And where could if somebody from the city wanted to see those films, where would they be able to see it? Do you have it on your host?
Bears TV.
Bears TV. Awesome. Anything else you want us, you want anyone to know about this pathway? Like why, like, for example, why did you choose this pathway, and why would somebody else might want to choose this pathway?
I chose this pathway because I wanted to be a photographer / video editor / YouTuber. So of course, if I want to know how to like grow my audience or to like edit my own video so I don't have to like hire someone to do it,
Mhm.
which is what a lot of YouTubers do. They hire their own YouTubers. I mean, they hire their own editors, which is kind of a waste of money because you have to split the share between the person.
So now you can make your own content and keep all your money.
All your money to
Mhm.
yourself. And it does pay off, of course. It is a lot of work, but it does end up paying off.
And what software programs are you learning? Because you said Photoshop, so are you learning all of Adobe?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and I think next year we might be learning something else.
That's so awesome. So how are you going to use this for your next step? Like what's your plan once you graduate?
Mostly try to find some careers that he'll handle on camera, because those type of careers, like college, it can really set you off too, because they can really have some like hookups,
Mhm.
and they can send you some little, like say some little short films, and they actually cost a good amount of money. Like some people get hundreds or millions, and the more you work for those type of companies and stuff. But
But your plan is to start working, like maybe freelancing or working right
Yeah.
away with all the certificates you're getting from this program. That's awesome. What about you? Are you gonna freelance right after high school? Or are you going to college or another pathway?
After I get my diploma, I am going to take maybe like a year break, then hop right back into college.
Okay. Is this something you want to pursue in college as well, like filmmaking?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Do you want to introduce us to your CTE instructor, Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams, you want to say hi to the Baltimore City Public Schools students? Do you want to introduce
Good morning,
yourself?
I'm Mr. Williams. I'm the interactive media production instructor here at Carver. I don't know what it is that you would like to say.
Why, like, what is I guess, talk a little bit about what students get out of this pathway, what you like about your role, what the students learn, just a little bit things
Okay,
like that.
what you're gonna get out the pathway, with interactive media production, we deal with anything that deals with social media, anything that deals with digital media, such as Jeremiah and Andre already said, anything that deals with video, photography, anything that's internet-based as well. We have not, because of the pandemic, we have not had the opportunity to touch on any of the TikTok videos or anything like that.
But you guys are making
because
films, which is bigger
We
than
are
a
making
TikTok
films,
video.
yes, because actually in the previous year, last year, that's what we did. We did video and we did live stream. We learned how to learn how to actually live stream sports as well.
That is awesome.
Yes,
So we have some middle school students who are deciding which high school to go to.
uh-huh.
Why Carver? Why should they think about Carver?
Why should they think about Carver?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. Don't ask me that. I ask them that. Why should they come to Carver?
Why should they? Because
why
high
should they
school,
come to Carver?
high school choice is a few weeks away. Why Carver? Why choose Carver?
Well, Carver is a vocational school, which means there are a lot of things that you can, get into, not only interactive media and production, but we've got other programs such as cosmetology, masonry, stuff like that.
Mhm.
So of course, if this isn't your forte, you can pick other things. And Carver also has the P-Tech program, which can help us if you're in with the advanced classes and stuff. We also have AP, which will look good on your record when you're trying to get a job, of course. And P-Tech program basically helps.
It's like a
ready you for
pathway to college.
It's a direct pathway to college. So if you're interested in that, then of course you can come here to college.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys sign us out from Carver. You want to come together and say, what do you want to say? Definitely happy Veterans Day, because today's Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day. And then if you want to say a sign off. Oh, do you have some questions for us? Sorry, let me go back to the audience and I'll come back. I'll see if they have any questions for you guys.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there were any questions really quick. From any of the middle school students?
I'm monitoring your chat too, Shanara. Help.
Okay, good. We don't have any questions yet, so I guess they can.
You guys
close
want to
us
sign
out.
us out from Carver? To imagine this was the end of your movie, what would you say?
I hope to see some new ninth graders, you know, because I feel like an older sister in this school, because now I'm gonna be graduating next year.
Mhm.
So I would like to see some new upcoming offsprings into the world.
Awesome. And what about you? How do you want to sign off for today?
If you do end up choosing Carver, I'm very much looking forward to seeing new ninth graders and of course, seeing new people come into our community to see, you know, good opportunities in the world.
Awesome. Thank you guys for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your lesson. I'm gonna sign off. Thank you guys. Back over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Akintillo. Thank you to the students at Carver, my alma mater, my little bears. And just so you all know, those of you considering Carver for high school choice, you'll get a high school diploma and a certification in arts, media, and communications. You could potentially get a certification in Adobe and other certifications. So make sure as you're doing your research, you consider some of our CTE schools for high school. Next up, we're gonna queue up Squirrel Wide, the radio personality. Me personally, I grew up listening to him on our very own 92Q station. We have him as well as Earl Dorsey with the Hooligan Express radio. So gonna hand it over to you all now. You all ready?
There we go.
Good morning. Squirrel, you there?
I was on mute. Good morning.
There we go. There we go.
So excited to have you both here with
Hey,
us. So where's Squirrel? Can we
Can you hear
spotlight
me?
both of them?
you
Yeah, we
see me?
can
You
hear
hear
you. Yes, there we go.
hey, everybody.
Good morning.
The kids are like streaming in from their classrooms. They're waving. I'm pretty sure we'll get some questions in the chat, but I'm going to be guiding this conversation. So both of you take a moment to introduce yourself and tell us what the Hooligan Express Radio is.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Squirrel Wide. You know, I was on 92Q for 23 years, probably way older than you guys are. So I've been on radio for a pretty long time, pretty much all my adult life and my preteen. Hey. So radio's been my life. I love music forever. I've been DJing forever, which turned into a great job on the radio eventually. And it's things in radio that I couldn't do as far as like business wise. So I had to get a partner, and my partner Earl is with me, and he helps me with all my finances and all the important stuff.
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
Hi, Earl. Thank you for joining us. We definitely want to hear about the business side of what it takes to run an internet radio station. Thanks for joining us. You want to share, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do with Hooligan Express Radio?
Well, my name is Earl Dorsey. I'm a partner with Squirrel Wide and Hooligan Express and Hooligan Express Radio. They are two separate companies. Hooligan Express is kind of the mother company where we do a lot of production. Squirrel also has a nonprofit, the Squirrel Wide Foundation, that we work with. We've done some after-school programs in the city with the DJ Academy. Squirrel Wide has actually taught other students in other schools how to DJ. But Hooligan Express Radio is an online-based radio station. We have an app. It's in the Google Play Store and it's in the Apple Store. So make sure you go type in Hooligan Express Radio, download the app. We're on 24/7.
Thank you, Earl. So
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna ask you both the question. You can take turns. So tell me how, I'll start with you, Squirrel. How did you get into radio? Like where did you go to school? And
Okay, all right, well, let's
more, and then tell us how you entered the radio.
from the very beginning. My dad is a DJ. So my dad was a DJ, so I always looked up to him and watched him DJ, which translated into me becoming a DJ. And I love music. Like, music is my life. I listen to it all day, every day. Like, that's my passion. I really love music. So that's why I started radio. You know, it kind of translated into, like, once you find that passion, that thing that you really love to do, God will kind of start sending you into that direction so you can kind of fulfill your dream. So, and I always been into music, so that translated into me knowing a friend. And I started in the research department. I started at the bottom of the barrel in radio, which is calling people on the phone, old school telephones. You had to pick up the old school phone and ask people to do radio interviews and see if they would like the songs that we're playing. That was way before Arbitron and all that. But we used to actually call people to say, do you like this song? Yes or no? So I will call your house and ask you if you like that. So that's the bottom of radio. But I love music so much, I started there. Then grew from, 10 years later, I'm doing this. I'm running the boards. I'm bringing in the commercials and stuff. And still at the same time, I was still always mixing, always loving music, always staying in the loop of music. Then eventually you can get paid from it.
So I have a question. Is
Uh-huh.
there any technology, or did you have to go to college or take any classes to become a radio DJ?
I went to college. I did terrible. So hey, I got to keep it 100. I was college. Yeah, I wasn't good at college. But if you dig into your passion, the thing that you like to do, it'll take you there. And if college can enhance that, I say go for it. But it's really about finding that thing that you really like to do every day without money. This is not a money thing. Things that you like to do every day. This is what I do every day. If you do that every day, I can guarantee eventually you will become successful in it.
Good. So to you, Earl, you handle the background and the finances and everything. Can you tell us what it takes in terms of finances, or if you had to go to college, or the business side of running an internet radio station, or how you had to get access to the apps and everything?
See, that's why I need an Earl, because I was terrible in college. See, that's why you need education.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, I did go to college. I graduated from Frostburg State University. And so you definitely need, radio is just like any other business. All businesses have fundamentals that you have to follow. The main thing about radio is pretty much advertising. It's also live remotes, things of that nature, to help generate money in order to pay the bills, pay the staff, pay everyone, you know what I mean, so that you can get paid also. We also do a lot of events. We have events coming up. We have an event tomorrow at the Cultural Arts Center with Q Reckless. But the primary focus is to get advertising dollars. There's a lot of things that need to be done on the back end. In order to have a radio station, we had to get licensed through all of the major publishing companies, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, and we have to pay those fees yearly in order to play the music. Hooligan Express Radio is unique because we want to give a platform to the city of Baltimore. We play, every third song is a Baltimore artist, be it recurrent, which is, songs that are more than 3 years old, Squirrel?
Yeah, R&B,
Yeah.
we do, but every third song programmed is something from home.
Right. So you can hear YBS Scola along with Drake, you know what I mean? So it gives them a platform and even footing with some of the major stars that are known all over the world. And that's what we wanted to do.
Even some of them stars sitting in those seats right there that really want to do a career any industry, rapping, spoken word, R&B. We kind of like built it for that, to help you guys out.
Right. And we
Nice.
do.
Oh, go ahead, Earl.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say we get out into the community and we do a lot of interviews. We actually had a fire earlier this year, kind of set us back, especially as far as the interviews. But you know, before that, we were doing several interviews. We were doing several interviews a week, just trying to get everybody in. Some national interviews, but a lot of local interviews with business owners, artists, like he said, just talent throughout the city. And now we've also done the high school homecoming tour recently, and that was a big success. We were at Carver. I know Carver's on. We were also at Mervo and Edmondson and a couple other schools too.
Yes.
So
I'm proud Carver alum. I keep saying it.
all right.
So yeah, I'm very happy that you all here. I want to see if any of the classes have questions for you all. Any questions?
I'm checking the chat. I don't see any questions. Are the teacher, if the students have questions, are the teachers able to come off mute, or do we
They
want
can type it in the chat if they have a question. But in the meantime, while we try to get those,
I have a question.
Sure.
Mr. Squirrel, when did you start your career?
23 years ago. Long time ago. That was a great question. Yeah, that just proves that it takes some time. So hopefully when you pick your career, I hope it's something that you really like, because it's going to take time to become successful. So hopefully you like it. I see a question. What's up?
I also have a question
Speak up.
for you. I also have a question for you, Mr. Squirrel.
Uh-huh.
Was it just your dad that inspired that? Was it just your dad that made you like music, or was there something else?
Well, it was my dad, probably my DNA. I think I might have some genes in there that turns me into a music nerd or something, because I really love music, and I guess it probably comes from my dad. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty much my dad.
Thank you.
Uh-huh, you're welcome.
I have a question. Why did you pick Williams Express Radio when you could have picked like any radio station? Why did you pick Williams Express Radio?
Okay, the reason why I picked that is because my mom gave me that crazy name, Hooligan Express. She's like, you always hanging around for a whole bunch of hooligans. I was like, that's a crazy name. So that's where that came from. And of course, you know, I worked at 92Q forever. So everything I learned from there, I took it, all that information. That's great.
thank you so much. I love when normally we started Career Ready Fridays with our high school students, and then we kind of started to tailor it to our K through 8 to give them exposure to different careers. So I love when our younger scholars have questions, because they're always so enthusiastic.
Right.
So really quick, if you all had one thing to share with the students before we transition to our next presenter, if you had one thing you want to share about any advice as if they're interested in entering the arts and media communications industry, what would you share?
Be yourself. Don't try to sound like what's hot, because it's not going to last. Be yourself and you will win. I guarantee it.
And I would say, I think Squirrel touched on this, be persistent. Always stick with your dream, no matter how, much people try to discourage you or discourage your dream. Just be persistent.
I'd second that.
And I think we had one more question. I want to definitely honor that. Someone said, do you like hip hop, and who have you met that is famous? And then
Okay. Yes. Starting from 92Q all the way before, yes, hip hop is kind of like my genre, but I have I did the Afro beats. I did the reggae. I did it all. But I just love music all together. So, and meeting, you got to think, I've been on the radio for 23 years. So I've met from all the way back to your Jay-Z's. Rest in peace. I met Jam Master Jay. Let's move forward. I've met Megan Thee Stallion. I met Little Baby. I met Dub Baby. DDS Osama. I mean, you name it. I've met them. So pretty much everybody you listen to, I've met at one time or another.
Right.
All right. Anybody for you, Earl?
Oh, I mean, pretty
Thank
much like Squirrel said, we've met a lot of people, Young Jeezy, Nipsey Hussle, like it's just so many people, Redman, Method Man.
The good thing is, while I'm interviewing these people, Earl's holding the camera usually, so he meets the same people I get to meet.
Right.
Nice. I love Meg Thee Stallion, so I'm over here fangirling. Grew up listening to Squirrel. But thank you so much on behalf of Baltimore City Public Schools for joining us and teaching us about the radio industry and how it ties into the arts, media, and communications industry and what our students can look forward to if they're interested. We appreciate your time. Thank you. We're going to transition to Camille Edwards and Selena Ackham. She is the executive assistant for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Nice.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Camille. Nice to meet you all. I'm gonna wait for Selena to get the video up, or Selena, should I play?
Yes, please.
Okay, second, everybody. First, I'm gonna start with the video and then I'll tell you a little bit about myself and then we'll take questions.
I want to meet her.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you a day in the life of me working as an exec assistant at The Late Show. Let's go. You can play any Marvel character. Who would you pick? She-Hulk, Spider-Man.
Think you're the best.
So after I get the water and I get settled into my desk, I usually have to hop on and be the host for a few meetings that both my bosses have in the mornings. It can be from internal meetings, external meetings, depending on the guests and musical performances we have in the week. Then I'm scheduling all of those meetings, adding all of the guests and invites to those rooms, and we get to do it. So that is a little bit of a typical day for me. I'm sorry I couldn't include more, but of course there's some things that I can't see because I want you all to come and see the show eventually. I can't give everything away. But so my name is Camille and I'm an executive assistant to the co-EP of production and the supervising producer at The Late Show. So what does that mean? So that means that the two people that I work for, they oversee all of the logistical elements and decisions that help the creative departments like hair and makeup, wardrobe, the field pieces that we do, as you saw me in the Black Panther promo that we did this week. And they make decisions on how many crew that they need, what musical guest complements the best talking guest that Stephen gets to talk to on stage. So it's a lot of moving pieces, but I get to see it from like a bird's eye view. And as the week goes on, as the months go on, we get to really dive into the creative and the logistical process and showcase Stephen in the best way that we can. So I saw that there was a few questions. And the first one was, how did I become inspired to be in TV? So I've always loved TV since I was a kid. It was something that, I don't know, I could really use my imagination and explore in a way that other things didn't really interest me in the same way. And I got into it. So yeah, it would be first, I just had a love for TV. I always watched TV. My mom would say too much, but I turned it into a career. So I'm sure she's happy with that. I always kept my imagination open, and I was always curious. Like, I would always watch something and I'm like, I think that's spelled wrong, or I don't think that's the right picture with the right person's name. Like, so it was just always little things about just being on TV that I never saw myself on TV. I always knew I wanted to be behind the camera, but I just remained curious. How did I get into TV and media? So my first job out of college, I moved to Los Angeles, and LA there's media and TV and film everywhere. You can walk to the supermarket and see like Neo picking vegetables. And I'm just like, okay, so it's a very whimsical place. And I was working at UCLA, and I was working with student athletes. And I just was like, you know what, I think I want to start going to the games. And I had an opportunity to work at a basketball game. And it kind of went from there. Once I got into a TV truck, I showed in one of the clips, like inside of what we call the control room. So that is where the director, who's calling all of the shots for the show, he sits. And that's the room where like they're literally making the show as it is happening upstairs. And I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And this is where I want to be. I don't know how to do it, but I was like, this is it for me. So that was really what brought me into television. It was just like, I moved to LA to pursue my education, and I landed in a completely different place doing something completely different, and I enjoyed it. But what really got me was I worked a music concert, and just feeling the energy and seeing all of the people enjoy something that we were there for 10 hours before to create was just like solidified that this is where I was supposed to be. And from there, I just stayed in entertainment and worked my way up. I started as a freelancer. I think one of the teachers just spoke about freelancing and things like that. So it's not a straight path, but it is something that if you stay in it and you stay curious and you remember your whys, and I'm giving you the cute story now, but it took me about 5 to 6 years to really create, the position and the things that I get to do now. So I say, stay curious, always remember your whys and why you're doing it. Have supportive people like teachers like Ms. Ackham and the rest of the teachers on this Zoom to really encourage you and support you. Even if they don't know TV, they know how to support you and how to encourage you to stay motivated and to remember who you are in this field. And then the next question is, what's my greatest memory so far? So as you saw, I got to be I never get in front of the camera, but I got the opportunity to be in the Black Panther shoot that we do to help the premiere of Black Panther this week. And it's called Just One Question. So folks on our staff gets to ask the actors and actresses in Black Panther one question. So my question was, if you can be another Marvel character, who would you pick? And my clip made it, and I was on TV today on Thursday, which was a really great highlight. And a memory that's coming up that I want, we have forever First Lady Michelle Obama coming to the show on Monday. So as long as I get to breathe her air, that would be a great memory for me. And hopefully I can take a picture with her. And I got to go to the Emmys in September. And that is like, we call it the prom of TV. You get to see everybody. I saw Issa Rae, I saw Quinta Brunson. You see all of these wonderful people in a room, Zendaya, and I was just staring at her. And just to be in a room of creatives and people that love film and love TV behind and in front of the camera. So it's great.
Hey, Camille.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
So if you could tell us a little bit more about how you feel like you're going to continue in arts, media, and communications, like what's next for you?
I think right now I'm in a stage of learning and serving. So I understand how everything works. And then eventually I want to have my own production company. I come from a Caribbean-based background, so I want to tell those types of stories in a comedy-filled way. And yeah, I want to create my own content and be able to have guests and interviews and have field pieces in between.
So we have a few questions in the chat. Who are some of the celebrities that you met or interviewed?
Well, I've met Stephen Colbert. I see him every day. Um, probably Gayle King. She's a good friend of the show. I'm gonna say Michelle Obama because I'll meet her on Monday, hopefully. I've met Issa Rae. Ed Sheeran was on the show last week. I got to meet him. So those are a couple of the people that I've met.
And for someone who's starting out and interested in art, media, and communication, where would be a good place to start?
I think the best resources is your school. It could be in high school. I'm jealous of all the students here that are getting this information and learning how to edit and Photoshop in high school. Like, you guys are learning at a great level that you can take it and go beyond. But for me, it happened when I was in college. I went to USC in LA, and from the alumni, it's really about who you want to meet. People are always willing and wanting to help a student that is ambitious and is curious. So always keep a curious spirit and don't be afraid to work hard. You may not be getting paid for this opportunity. You may have to get there early. You may have to, miss a couple weekends with your friends, but in that there's a balance where all of the hard work will pay off. But really, don't be afraid to ask questions and to just meet people. People want to help more than we think.
Thank you. And I think we have two more questions. One, I know we had a conversation about, like, who is your ideal boss? Who really want to work for?
Who is my ideal boss? That's a great question, because it really changes on a day-to-day, but I think ultimately I would say Quinta Brunson, because I love her comedy element, and that's the world I want to stay in. I think she has a great just process in how she thinks, and I love Abbott Elementary. I think it's a great, I like the way she's going. Another would be probably Rihanna Robin Fenty. They just started a production and film company, and she's Caribbean, I'm Caribbean, so I think it'll be a great combination to really like share stories. And I know she has a lot going on, but I think that would be a great person to kind of move in the production world with.
Thank you. And the last question we have in the chat is, what is the salary range in your field?
It ranges on the show, but ultimately it's about the person and what they bring to the table and what they can ultimately convince somebody to give them, right? For my role, it can be between 60 and 90, right? But once pretty much it's kind of in layers. You kind of start off as a PA, and that's a production assistant. You might be a production coordinator or assistant production coordinator or executive assistant, and then assistant producer. But once you hit that producer title, that's when you're in the union. So they have to kind of match whatever the union rates are. So that's where a lot of zeros follow. And I encourage you all to be a producer or a graphics producer. There's so many departments. It's a very interesting and intricate environment. But yeah, I would say it varies and ranges on what you bring to the table. And for all of those doing the technical skill work, like that is really where the money is, because you're doing technical work, you know how to use the technology, and that is where the future is. So if you know and are passionate about that, stay on that course, because I wish I knew how to make a graphic, but I do not.
And somebody wants you to rep your Caribbean country. Let them know where you're from.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago on behalf of my mother and father. So I'm a Brooklynite, but I live in Trinidad in Brooklyn, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Camille, so much. I know you have to run to work. Tell Stephen we said hi from Baltimore City Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. This has been so exciting, right? Thank you, Camille, on behalf of Baltimore City Schools Office of College and Career Readiness. Do we have any more questions? No, okay. So we're gonna move along and let you all know what's upcoming from our office. And we're gonna queue up the PowerPoint here. Give us 1 second, but while we're waiting, can some of the instructors let us know what was your favorite part? Or if you have any pressing questions that we might can answer as some of your students think about high school.
Okay.
There you go, Shamira.
All right, so as we start to wind down our first Career Ready Friday for this school year, I want to remind you, especially our high school students, that our middle school students, sorry, our 8th graders here, that December 3rd is our City Schools Choice Fair. We hope that you'll come out and check out all of our high schools in Baltimore City, specifically our CTE schools, Career Technical Education schools, where you can learn more about the arts, media, and communication pathways, which is interactive media production as well as print ed. We hope that you will join us on December the 9th for our next Career Ready Friday as we explore careers in information technology. Then on December 13th, we have our Junior Achievement Inspire Fair. More information will be sent to your instructors. We hope that you all will join us there. And then don't forget, for our students that are going to be 14 next summer 2023, you can start applying now, well, January 2nd for the YouthWorks application. So get ready. There's a lot of opportunities in the city that you'll be able to work next summer and earn some money. So put that on your calendars or tell your parents to get ready. We have that career fair. We have our next Career Ready Friday, Junior Achievement, and that YouthWorks application opening up. So instructors, if you're here, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know how we can be of support to you. And with that, I don't have anything else. You have a fantastic Friday and be safe.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.